Well folks, when fishing for smallmouth bass, there is a surefire technique that works all the time, and it's called drop shot rigging. And when you're fishing a drop shot, your setup is as simple as this right here. It's basically hook, line, and sinker. And if you could see here, the hook is directly tied on to the line. There's no snell. And I'll tell you why we do that. And then there's just a sinker down below about a foot. Now of course you could adjust this length depending on where the fish are, but right now I'm going to stay fairly close to the bottom. We're looking for smallmouth bass, and they're going to be hovering close to the rocks on the bottom right now. And the key to this drop shot rigging is you can see the hook is sitting horizontal. And the reason you want it horizontal is because when I put my bait on there, you want your bait to be in as natural position as possible. So for today, I'm going to be using just a little minnow imitator style bait. And very simply, I'm going to put that bait on the hook, just like so. And that's it. It's going to as we're going to drift here in the water, it's going to just come across in a nice natural position, and it'll attract some bites. And it's really that simple. I'm just going to drop it straight down. And the beauty of this is you want to fish as vertical as possible with this drop shot rig. And we have a very slow drift going today, and basically I just bounce that sinker off the bottom and let that drop shot rig work its way as we drift along here on Lake Erie. When it comes to drop shot rigs, folks, they're not that difficult to set up. Let's take a minute and show you exactly how it's done. First thing you need to do is start off with a drop shot hook. And today I'm using a red hook, but it doesn't necessarily have to be red. But the key thing is the position of the eye. And the eye, as you can see here, is bent back. It's an octopus style hook. And the reason you need that eye bent back is so that when you tie it on, it's going to sit horizontal like that on your main line. So be sure that the eye of the hook is pointing towards the back. So once you have your hook picked out, the next thing you need to do to tie it on your line, you use a Palomar knot. And if you've never used a Palomar knot, it's actually one of the best knots out there going. It's a great knot to use for tying any terminal tackle or tying your lures on, but for today's purpose, it's going to be used to tie on the drop shot rig. So let's take a quick look at how we tie a Palomar knot. Okay, so to start tying the drop shot rig using a Palomar knot, what you need to do is make sure you go in from the top side of the hook and go down. So we're going to take the hook, come in through the top, straight in just like that, just like so. And now what we're going to do is take that line and poke it right back through from whence it came. So we're going to do something like that. Okay, there, now we have the line has come through here, as you can see. I've poked it back through, and we've created a bit of a loop here now on the back side. So I'm going to hold this end and I'm going to hold this end as if they were one line. So grab that end and grab this end. So now this loop end here becomes the key right here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to tie a single overhand knot like you're tying your shoelace. However, before you pull that overhand knot tight, this loop here, what you want to do is take the hook and put it through that loop before you pull the line tight. So I'm going to take it, pull it through, and now pull my line tight, just like so. And that is one Palomar knot. And as you can see there, the hook is horizontal, and it is ready to go for drop shot rig. It's that simple, folks. And you could use that knot for tying on any lures or any terminal tackle. It's a great knot to use. Very simple, very effective. With a drop shot rig, it's a very finesse approach. And what you'll find is if you're out there fishing for bass and there's not much happening, 9 times out of 10, a drop shot rig will always catch a fish. It's that finesse, subtle approach that catches fish. And tournament anglers love the drop shot rig because if there's a tough day on the water and they need that bag of fish, they go to the drop shot, put a few fish in the boat, and they've got something to weigh in at the weigh scale. So you pretty much you pretty much can't go wrong using the drop shot rig. It's a great setup. Finesse approach, works all the time.